Hello and welcome to Jamaica Magazine. I'm Theodore Henry, and as always, it's a pleasure to have you with us. February is a special time for us here in Jamaica. It's Reggae Month, a time to celebrate the music that has shaped our identity, inspired the world, and carried the heartbeat of our people for generations. From the legends of the past to the rising stars of today, reggae tells our stories and unites us as a nation. Please stay with us. We have more after these messages.
Jamaica's population is aging rapidly. Over 350,000 or 13.2% of Jamaicans are senior citizens. These individuals deserve our care and respect. Very often, our senior citizens are neglected, disregarded, and disrespected. It's time to act. A special select committee of the Senate is reviewing a motion proposing the creation of an Elderly Care and Protection Act to better safeguard the rights and dignity of our senior citizens. We invite you to share your suggestions and recommendations about what should be included in this act. Send your submission in writing to Clerk to the Houses, Gordon House, 81 Duke Street, Kingston, or email clark@japarliament.gov.jm. The deadline for submissions is February 15, 2025. Let's work together to protect and create a more inclusive and supportive Jamaica for our senior citizens.
Good day, I'm Lisa Rowe and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, February 5, 2025. Roadworks begin in the corporate area this week under the government's Shared Prosperity Through Accelerated Improvement to Our Road Network SPARK program. This initial phase, Work Order 1, will actually cover 42 roadways across 21 constituencies in 8 parishes. It represents $1.9 billion of the SPARK budget. Minister with responsibility for works, Robert Morgan, gave the update in Parliament on Tuesday. He says contracting firm China Harbour Engineering Company, CHEC, has received the project scope and has commenced preliminary site visits. Work is expected to begin late February and March on Work Orders 2 and 3, which will each cover an additional 42 roads in 21 constituencies. Minister Morgan says at the end of the current financial year, all constituencies will have at least 2 roads improved under SPARK.
In this financial year, we will begin about 126 critical roadways across Jamaica, improving connectivity, easing congestion, and strengthening community resilience. We expect that by April, we will start seeing the completion of our first set of SPARK roads, which this tranche, and we expect that these 3 work orders will be completed by June of this year.
To ensure accountability and efficiency, the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation will strictly oversee project timelines, contractor performance, and quality standards. Minister Morgan is encouraging members of Parliament and local stakeholders to remain engaged in the monitoring process to ensure that all communities benefit fully from this initiative.
This is the next chapter of Jamaica's development. With the SPARK program, we are not just fixing roads, we are building pathways of opportunity. This initiative is an investment in the future of our citizens and a demonstration of the government's unwavering commitment to national development.
Meanwhile, Minister Robert Morgan has released the names of 54 structures slated for repairs under the Accelerated Bridge Program. 44 permanent bridges, 3 pedestrian bridges, 7 emergency use bridges are slated for installation or upgrading works. They include the Shooting River Bridge in St. Thomas, Pedro River in Clarendon, Black River in St. Elizabeth, and the Rio Cobre Dam Pedestrian Bridge in St. Catherine. A framework of cooperation was signed on January 23 between the government and 2 companies, Acro Global Limited and Lagan Aviation and Infrastructure Limited, to carry out the work.
Under this framework, the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation the National Works Agency, Accra Global Limited, and Legan Aviation and Infrastructure have aligned efforts to ensure the seamless execution of the project.
The National Works Agency, NWA, is the implementing agency responsible for ensuring technical and structural integrity. Giving more details at today's post-cabinet press briefing, Minister Morgan says the accelerated bridge program is not the only initiative that will carry out such repair works.
It is an enhanced program to deal with some of the most critical bridges through a partnership between Jamaica and the UK government. The National Works Agency still has an obligation to repair bridges. The National Works Agency still has a budget annually for bridge repair. The National Works Agency has an obligation to assess a percentage of our 800 bridges annually and submit to the government the state and standard of these bridges to see how we can program their repair over time.
Also coming out of Parliament, the Ministry of Agriculture will be rolling out a $134 million drought response intervention to safeguard livelihoods and food production during the upcoming dry months. Portfolio Minister Floyd Green says the proactive measures are designed to alleviate the impact of drought during the months of February, March, and July. Key to this plan, he says, is water trucking, which will target the hardest hit parishes, including St. Elizabeth, Manchester, Clarendon, Westmoreland, and Hanover.
The ministry has already committed $30 million, of which $14 million will be administered by RADA and $16 million by the National Irrigation Commission to accelerate delivery and to ensure that our farmers get the water that they need. We will also be contracting private contractors to help in relation to ensuring that the distribution is done in an accelerated fashion.
Though immediate relief is the priority, the ministry is also focusing on sustainable, long-term solutions to mitigate future drought conditions.
We've earmarked $79 million to procure water tanks and drip irrigation kits to help our farmers. We are partnering with individual farmers and groups of farmers to put in place water catchment areas.
To assist with this effort, $17 million will be used for pond liners to improve water storage during dry periods. To support crops, $18 million will be allocated for grass mulch to retain soil moisture and protect against dry conditions. In the meantime, the Agriculture Minister is reporting that the prices of approximately 70% of vegetables have reduced as high as 66%. This comes as the ministry and the sector stakeholders work to stabilize Jamaica's agricultural market in the aftermath of Hurricane Beryl and other weather events last year, which caused a downturn in production and hiked prices. Minister Floyd Green says that trend has been reversing since the start of the year.
The data speaks for itself. Nearly 70% of vegetables saw price reductions, some by as much as 66%. Among the most notable, green sweet pepper is down 66% in January, iceberg lettuce is down 44% in January, salad tomato is down 40% in January. Pak choy is down 22%, yes. And carrots are down 33%.
Other vegetables such as broccoli, cauliflower, romaine lettuce, string beans, and cabbage have also recorded lower prices ranging from 9 to 23%. While some fruit lines, particularly melons and cantaloupes, continue to face challenges due to weather patterns, Minister Green says there is a noticeable positive trend within the banana industry.
We are now seeing the re-emergence of ripe banana. In fact, planting prices declined by 7% in January, and I think we really should commend the Banana Board and our banana farmers.
Minister Green attributes the recovery to the government's deliberate actions to support the resilience of farmers. And finally, Mayor of Maypen, Councillor Joel Williams, will remain as chair of the Clarendon Municipal Corporation, while Councillor Clive Mundell will continue as Deputy Mayor. Minister of Local Government and Community Development, Desmond McKenzie, says this is guided by the Local Governance Act. According to Minister McKenzie, since the outcome of the by-election for the Ainon Town Division in Clarendon last November, which resulted in a tie of 11 councillors for both parties, there has been a struggle for power at the corporation. But during today's post-cabinet press briefing, the minister says he's since consulted with the Attorney General and the Solicitor General on the matter.
I wish to quote the response of these learned legal officers. Where there is a tie in the political representation following a by-election, the person who occupies the chair as chairperson before the by-election remains as the chairperson after the by-election. Additionally, Clause 19 of the Act states that the tenure of the chairperson of a municipal corporation lasts from one local government election to the next. The only way in which that chairperson can be removed between island-wide local government election is if a no-confident motion supported by the majority of all councillors in the municipality no sooner than 12 months after the date of the last local government election.
With the legal position being expressed, Minister Mackenzie says he has written to the Association of Local Government Authorities of Jamaica, the body that represents the nation's councillors, inviting them to a meeting to discuss the matter. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Lisa Rowe. Thanks for watching.
In the heart of the Caribbean lies a beacon of financial opportunity. Welcome to Jamaica, where beauty and vibrance meet business and innovation. At the forefront of making Jamaica a robust financial hub, the Jamaica International Financial Services Authority leads the charge with trust and integrity.
Here at GIFSA, our mandate is centered around stimulating economic growth and investment in the Jamaican economy through legislation.
Through legislation, GIFSA has had acts modeled on laws of leading financial services jurisdictions worldwide. The legislation includes the Trusts Act, which allows for flexibility in succession planning and family offices, the Trust and Corporate Services Providers Act, which regulates the provision of fiduciary services, as well as the Partnership Limited Act.
At GIFSA, our aim is to foster economic diversification and boost Jamaica's economic landscape.
GIFSA takes pride in cultivating a business environment that supports growth and sustainability through innovation. GIFSA is a partner that will guarantee new opportunities. Join us in Jamaica, where the Jamaica International Financial Services Authority helps you embark on a journey of endless possibilities. GIFSA, new legislation, new opportunities.
The National Education Trust, NET, is a government agency in Jamaica dedicated to mobilizing resources and implementing infrastructure projects to improve the country's education system. Let's learn more.
In classrooms across Jamaica, the National Education Trust, NET, is transforming lives, ensuring that every child has the opportunity to thrive. But what exactly is NET, and how does it support the future of our children?
The National Education Trust is a registered charitable organization in Jamaica. What it is that we do is that we mobilize resources for the education sector from early childhood all the way to tertiary. And in essence, what we do is we work to fill the gaps.
The agency serves as the key body for executing government's strategic goals in the education sector. It focuses on enhancing national capacity for education infrastructure development, planning and managing construction and maintenance projects, and providing a credible framework for coordination of philanthropic efforts. NET manages projects from end to end, ensuring integrity, transparency, and accountability. Whether it's building a resource center, upgrading facilities, or managing scholarships.
So if someone, for example, wants to do a project locally here, whether they are local or they're from overseas, and they need someone to stand in the gap to manage that project end to end, NET provides those services to ensure that there is integrity, there is transparency, there's accountability for maximum impact of those projects and initiatives.
Through scholarships and grants, NET ensures that every donation directly benefits the students who need it most, addressing both immediate needs and long-term educational goals.
We always do a needs assessment of whatever school it is that they want to support. We go in, we do the needs assessment to identify the needs on the ground so that whatever interventions are being proposed align with the current needs of the school. And we have that overarching picture also of what is needed in the school in the near term and in the long term so that the interventions can be coordinated, so we're not wasting resources and we're coordinating efforts among different agencies and different entities, so there's a collaborative strategic effort for maximum impact to ensure that our children have what they need to be able to fulfill their potential.
But NET's work is far from over. They need your help to support the 245 underperforming schools identified across Jamaica to elevate literacy and numeracy for every child.
We start with the basic need, because if the children are hungry, they will not learn. And so you do have kids in school that are absent on a regular basis and maybe on an infrequent basis because they don't have food or they might not be able to afford a transportation to get to school, those who have to take public transport. And we want to make sure that we are removing the barriers that keep them out of school or out of school regularly so they are present to learn.
When we invest in our children, we invest in our future.
So get in touch with us at the National Education Trust and let us see how together we can work to help our children to elevate their level of learning and their performance.
It's been said, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. That step for 3 young boys turned serving members of the country's security forces was an extra push with academic support from the Poor Relief Department in St. Mary, in the case of Damoy Douglas.
I was introduced by the then councillor for the Portmore Division, Mr. Fitzgray, who I met through a personal friend. And from that day, my life changed for the better. You know, through support from the Poor Relief Department, was one less thing to worry about. My life was marred by worries from what to eat, you know, iron clothes, to get water to bathe, funds to go to school. But thankfully, the Poor Relief Department took away that worry from me. So I was able to go to school for the most part and focus.
He attended the St. Mary High School where he excelled academically, securing 8 CSEC and 10 CAPE subjects before completing his undergraduate and then later.
In 2022, I was fortunate enough to be awarded the Evening Scholarship. So I went to the UK to study for a year, which I completed a Master of Science degree in Intelligence, Security and Disaster Management. And after coming back to this year, July, I was awarded the Governor General Achievement Award for the Parish of St. James for the 25 to 35 category. So my life has been one of hard work, dedication and resilience, and the Poor Relief Department laid the groundwork for that. You know, as I said, I didn't have to worry about going to school, but I know the money will be there. Maybe late sometime, I will cry sometime, but it will come, you know. So I had that faith in that.
The department was the same source of light for JDF Lance Corporal Errol Johnson, whose attempts to help his mother from a tender age saw them losing their home, but not their hope.
I was benefited from the school appliances stuff because most of my things would have got burned out during the fire. And my mother would have been signed up and received a house, right, which she gained in 2013. She still have it now.
He's now a fighter with a tune of praise.
Being through this rough situation and being successful and through the Poor Relief Department, I want to shout out a big thank you to all who support me and motivate me. Ms. Anne-Marie McBean, Ms. Sylvia Smith, and all other designated persons sitting in that department. I want to say thank you all. I'm very much appreciated. And now I am a soldier fighting for my country, and I will protect all of you guys.
But not many were ready for the double blessing that rescued two brothers, now policemen, from humble beginnings. Constable Siobhan Fife saw how the relief assisted his ailing mother and he and his siblings. From medication to academic support, including exam fees, their family was never alone.
The Poor Relief Foundation really helped me. They were there for me, for my mother also, throughout her sickness. They were there to help her with medication, food, any little thing that she needed, they were there. So I am very grateful for such. I'm very grateful. I don't think if they weren't there for me, I would be here right now.
They all agree that while homes are a feature of the Poor Relief, so too is academic support and much more. Hence their hope more Jamaicans will give more to the poor well beyond World Homeless Day on October 10.
As we celebrate Reggae Month, we shine the spotlight on the legendary Eric Donaldson, whose timeless hits like Cherry O Baby continue to capture the heart and soul of Jamaica's music lovers.
A familiar beat that once you hear it, you know what's coming next. It was the song that would change the life of a long-waiting singer forever. The beginning of what would be a parade of hits, creating the persona Father Festival. The year was 1971. And Eric Donaldson was working an odd job painting houses. But his true aspiration was to establish himself as a singer, doing what he loved most and earning from it. His ambition brought him in and around the music circuit, at studios writing for established singers, hugging the spotlight he was longing for. But let's take it back a little further.
1970, there was a producer called Mr. Minot coming here looking some reggae song, hit songs. I go to audition with him at Dynamic Sounds. The Slickers was there and Iman was there. About maybe 20 artists was there. But it come down to two songs, which was Cherry O Baby and Johnny Too Bad. The guy was there talking and complaining and he don't know which one of the song to sing, to pick, and he picked Johnny Too Bad.
Walking down the road with a pistol in your waist, Johnny, you're too bad.
One of the time I end up at Derek Harriet Place on King Street. Come like Derek never recognized the song either, and he picked a song over my song called Love I. And I said, boy, are you going to the competition with Cherry O Baby? Because I still have my mind on it. So it's a good song.
Yes, his confidence in Cherry O Baby persisted, despite it being passed over several times.
There was a man in the area called Mr. Daly, and I was painting his house, with the Cherry Baby song in my pocketbook, and like one of the morning I come to paint, and I say, but Eric, I hear that is a crooner. You know, and I say, yes, I say, what do you have? So I sing the song for him, the Cherry Baby, and he said, boy, that song deserves a prize, you know, Eric. And even that boosts me and give me some more impetus to move on with the Cherry Baby.
He entered the 1971 Jamaica Festival Song Competition for the first time, and
exactly what I think would happen, that's what happened. I was a winner.
Eric admits that this was the song that propelled his music in and outside of the national competition. So, who is Cherry?
It don't base off on nothing personal. But there's a rumor going around that there was a girl living in the area named Cherry. And there's a rumor going around that Cherry was my girl. But Cherry wasn't my girl. And I want to tell you too, the name of the song wasn't Cherry Oh Baby. It was singing, oh, 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 my little darling. And then somehow on the last verdict I said, put Cherry Oh, call her name, you know. It's just a name.
Sweet Jamaica is now on the move. Help me with my song and let the people them come sing along. Take up your cutlass, a shovel and your hoe. Take up your books, them people let us go. Call out the youth and brother, let us show. Sweet Jamaica, we really want to grow.
Eric's second win 6 years later, and most definitely a hit, was Sweet Jamaica, a song written by his friend Winston Wallace.
I said, Wallace, this song going to win, you know. Yeah. So you certain? I say, yeah, man. So you take it to Gov Cooper and Fab 5 and they recorded it and I voiced it and it was exactly so.
That year, he won 3 prizes for Sweet Jamaica: Best Song, Best Performer, and Best Singer. Wallace's second offer would be no different when the duo collaborated again the following year.
I will never leave her shores. I will never run away. I will always believe in the black, the green, the gold, I say. Our nation great above the trials. We must face the test of time. Cause our people, they are strong and we are going to get along. Though some people say we are poor, but the progress you make, my friend, is not always a rich you are.
Music is something that is inborn, you know. Because some at tender age, I used to just hear the sound of music in my ears and listening to other type of music on the radio, and it's like something just inject the music in my system. So I just say I'm going to choose music.
The catalyst to that melodic injection started as early as 13 years old, when young Eric would peruse the local papers for lyrics to his favorite songs.
They used to have those songs coming out in the Star. I think every evening they used to have songs from America come out in the Stars. Stackerly, them type of music. So I used to cut them out and paste them in my exercise book till I have a fat exercise book. I started to practice those songs and learn off of some of them too, you know.
Having won the competition 7 times, Eric is a staple in Jamaican festival music. And while he is grateful for this, he is bemused as to why this love has not filtered to the tracks he has made outside of the competition by the people in the land of his birth.
We won the day, so I am proud to be Jamaican, and I love singing.
We're at the end of today's show, but be sure to join us again tomorrow for another lineup geared towards providing you with information on the government's policies and initiatives for building a better Jamaica. You may visit our website, jis.gov.jm, to rewatch this show or to catch up on the others we have on the site. I'm Theodore Henry, telling you thank you for watching from our production team here at the JIS.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.